Hi, I'm Alan Johnston for Continental Power Corporation, and I'm here to tell you about the PowerwoRx Commercial Power Systems. Continental Power Corporation has been in business for over 20 years. We started by offering sales of commercial units only for industrial facilities, creating equipment that operates at 208, 240, and 480 volt, servicing those systems. When you think back 20 years ago, the problems we had with power conditioning were nothing like what we have today. Today we have a much greater need for all three of the benefits provided by the PowerwoRx Commercial Power System: equipment protection, electrical noise filtration, as well as the energy savings. PowerwoRx CPS utilizes MOVs, or metal oxide varistors, which are the most effective form of surge protection. MOVs act as a very fast switch that turns on whenever an unsafe voltage is coming into the facility, diverting that off to the ground. Today's electronics are much more susceptible to damage from power surges than they used to be. These MOVs protect all electronics and connected electrical equipment from damage caused by both catastrophic surges, but even more importantly, the small everyday surges that come from the switching of electrical equipment on and off that degrade not only the electronics, but the motors, everything that's connected to the electrical system. Today we use all types of high efficiency lighting systems and equipment containing switching power supplies and other types of nonlinear loads. And this is the second problem I'm going to talk to you about. These systems add significant electrical noise onto the line, which greatly increases the need for electrical noise filtration. Removing that noise from the line will improve the performance of electronics and can even extend their life as well as the life of motors and other connected equipment. And then thirdly, going back 20 years ago, the cost of electricity was not so much of an issue either. Most facilities didn't care if there was a way to save 5% on their electric bill. But today, with costs rising continuously and the need for this product has become much, much greater. With PowerwoRx CPS, we can survey a facility system and we can design in a system which can predict the amount of savings that the customer would see. This isn't possible with a residential unit, but the commercial applications, with those we're able to estimate the energy cost savings. And it's significant with paybacks typically in the 2 to 4 year period. Let me take you on a tour of the PowerwoRx system. I've got here on the table a 480 volt Y system. Y is as opposed to a delta system, meaning the Y includes a neutral. The inside of the system is shown here on the screen, and I do this, and we're one of the few companies that will show you what is inside, because most systems out on the market today are just capacitors that are masquerading as power conditioning systems. We do have capacitors, but these capacitors are much different than the average. They're Siemens capacitors, harmonic resistive capacitors, so they can actually handle some harmonics in the system, which is typically very difficult for your average capacitors. In addition, you see the industrial MOVs lined up there, multiple industrial MOVs that are able to take the constant barrage of surges that are generated both internally as well as come in from external sources. And then lastly, the filters, which are not well seen, but they're mounted on the circuit board inside the unit. These filters are able to filter out frequencies above the fundamental, even taking care of some of the higher level harmonics that are generated within the system. PowerwoRx CPS is made in America, in Nashville, Tennessee, where each unit is fully tested, or burned in, as we say, for 24 hours before leaving the facility. Each unit comes with a full 10-year warranty. The warranty even covers the unit in the event of a surge, which comes in, which can cause the metal oxide varistors to be damaged. The metal oxide varistors actually sacrifice themselves if the amount of energy coming in is so great that it can't divert that energy off to ground and still remain viable. Here's what's interesting. If that were to happen at any time during the 10-year period, Continental Power will either repair or replace the unit at no cost. Now, when we talk about commercial applications of the PowerwoRx, there are many times when people are just looking to save money and provide protection. And that's certainly possible, but there are also many instances where PowerwoRx is needed to resolve power conditioning issues within a facility where cost savings is not the issue. One of the biggest buyers of the PowerwoRx CPS is AMF Bowling, the largest manufacturer of bowling equipment in the world. AMF Bowling made a major transition from manual scoring to automatic computerized scoring around 15 years ago, and it turned out to be a painful process. They had systems that were going bad on a regular basis, costing both the customer and AMF a lot of money. Now, AMF engineers tried many possible solutions, including, by the way, capacitors, surge protection, and filtration. But all of that without success. But as soon as the first PowerwoRx unit was installed, the problems went away. The conflict between the electromechanical side of the bowling system and the scoring side of the electronics was resolved. And today, AMF installs a PowerwoRx CPS on every 10 lanes. And remember, AMF doesn't pay the electrical bill. They do it because their product works better. We resolved the power conditioning issues. A very different example is Pizza Hut, the restaurant chain. It's another PowerwoRx success story. Pizza Hut went through a metamorphosis, expanding their menu from just pizza offerings to include wings and pasta. Now, this created a challenge within the store's electrical system because the size of the service that was set up into the Pizza Huts was based solely upon making pizzas. When they added the equipment needed to make wings and pasta, all of a sudden they didn't have enough electrical capacity. To increase their service size or get a second service added to accommodate the new equipment would have cost a typical Pizza Hut location anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000. Here's what's great about it. By simply installing the PowerwoRx CPS unit, they were able to lower the amount of electrical use, the amount of current that's needed to flow from the utility, and then have enough capacity to put in the additional equipment that they needed. Another example of PowerwoRx commercial success was at a restaurant in Southern California. With just 1 week until the restaurant's opening, the point of sale installation was begun. Unfortunately, the installation technicians found that the power quality was not sufficient for their POS system to operate properly. They needed to have the power quality drastically improved. So the contractor called Continental Power. We overnighted 2 units to them. They were installed. 4 days later, the POS installation team came back. They measured the power quality, and they came back to us and asked, "What have we done?" They said, "We literally have never seen such an improvement in power quality before." Our answer was simple: PowerwoRx CPS. The restaurant opened on time, and everyone was happy. There is one last installation story we'd like to share with you involving an arena called the FedEx Forum, where the Memphis Grizzlies play here in Tennessee. This is a very new facility with beautiful, new high-end equipment. But from day one of using the facility, they had problems with their PA system where breakers were tripping and alignment of the amplifiers had to be made almost on a daily basis. Ultimately, Continental Power came in to sell the facility based upon energy savings. But what's interesting is that ended up being the benefit they talked about the least. The management company that handles the FedEx Forum was so excited they actually produced a video narrated mostly by the electrical contractor who made the installation, which explains how installing this system resolves so many of their issues and reduced their energy costs. I would encourage you to watch this short video available on the ContinentalPowerworks.com website so you can hear straight from the source just how big of an impact the PowerwoRx CPS can have on a facility. The accounts we've heard from and the people who have used the PowerwoRx in their businesses say that it not only provides them with these 3 main benefits: equipment protection, electrical noise filtration, and energy savings, but it also solves big issues that had cost them time and money. PowerwoRx has the potential to make an incredible impact on both the electrical contracting companies themselves as well as their customers' businesses. Thanks for listening.